Back to another book club scope on our current read, and that is Just Show Up by Kara Tippett. If you have a friend who's going through a really difficult time right now, this book is so good about how to walk through hard in relationships. It's The Dance of Walking Through Suffering Together is the subtitle. So good morning. If you are new, my name is Crystal Payne and I'm the founder of MoneySavingMom.com, and we have been going through books recently as part of something that I scope about, and we are doing Just Show Up by Kara Tippett right now, and we're going through it slowly because I am being so blessed and encouraged by it, and I just want to take time to savor it. So we are in chapter 2 right today, and I wanted to share 2 quotes with you that really challenged me. Yay, you can chat, Kim. Slowly is good. Yeah, sometimes we don't need to speed through to savor books. And I think that with the book club, I've kind of just given myself the grace of like, we don't need to do a chapter every day. We don't need to go through a book every week. We can just savor it and take our time, and I can share what I'm learning. Okay, so this quote says, sometimes we just have to accept our gifting or lack of gifting. And there is freedom in knowing that God made us just the way we are for a reason. That may be the thing we do well, is exactly what our friend or loved one needs. We put so much pressure on ourselves to do everything right that many of us decide it's too hard to even attempt entering into someone else's suffering. The beauty in showing up, in choosing to enter the dance, even though you might not know the steps, is that God creates something beautiful from our attempts. The more you do something, the easier it gets. Showing up is the same. So the more that you step outside your comfort zone and you say, I'm going to show up. The book that we're reading is Just Show Up by Kara Tippett. The more that we say, I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to step outside my comfort zone, and I am going to love people. I'm going to give them the best that I know how. I'm going to serve them the best that I know how. I'm just going to show up for them. The more we do that, the easier it gets. The less uncomfortable it feels. Showing up is what they need. This is what people going through hard need. And we're not going to do it perfectly. This quote is also so good. It says, did we make the right decision? I'm still not sure. She was talking about a situation where they had showed up and she had showed up for Kara and she didn't know whether it was the right thing. And for those of you who missed the other scopes, I realized I should say that this book is written by Kara Tippett and her friend Jill, and Kara passed away from cancer earlier this year, and so her friend Jill walks through kind of how it was to be her friend through this, and then Kara shares some of her perspective as well. So she was talking in this chapter, in chapter 2, about the situation and where they didn't know how to show up for Kara. They knew they were supposed to, but they didn't know how, and she said, at the end of this, did we make the right decision? I'm still not sure. We felt relief and peace in seeing her. We hope it was the right decision. But there will be times while walking through suffering and trials with others when even after you've made a choice, you won't know if you made the right one. Many times the answers won't be clear-cut. We'd like specific directions for showing up, but it's not so simple. Every decision depends on the prompting of the Holy Spirit. Pray for wisdom, seek guidance, and at times, even though we have the best intentions, mistakes will be made. That's just the nature of this dance. You'll need to have grace for and with each other, lots and lots of it. Grace is the glue that holds relationships together as we walk through suffering with one another. I remember my friend Michelle Cashat when she was going through cancer last year, and it was such a hard time when she had to have part of her tongue cut out and go through radiation and chemotherapy, and it was very, very, very intense, and walking through that with her and just not knowing. We wanted to there's 4 of us that are really close, and Renee and Kathy, who are So it's Renee, Kathy, Michelle, and I. We're all really close. We're authors and speakers, and we just kind of have formed this bond, and the four of us have just become very, very close. And so we were surrounding Michelle and walking through this with her, and it was hard because we're in 4 different time zones, and Michelle, she's going through this hard thing, and she's in Colorado, and I'm in Tennessee, and Kathy's in California, and Renee's in North Carolina, and we would text, and we would, email each other and text each other without Michelle saying, how can we serve her best? How can we love her well? How can we show up? And we'd give ideas, and then we would just, pray and hope that it was the right one, because you never know. You never know whether it's the right thing, but you just do the best that you know, and you just show up, even though you're going to make mistakes. And I remember Michelle saying, you know what? I have a lot of grace, because people don't know how to respond in this situation. I've gotten, over half of my tongue cut out, and I am in so much pain, and I'm throwing up all the time, and I can't eat, and I can't talk, and I'm miserable, and people don't know what to say, and people don't know what to do. And so when you just do the best that you can do, that was what meant so much to her. And it was, instead of, some people, our tendency is almost to want to just avoid it, to say, I don't know what to do, this is awkward. And so we just avoid doing anything because we don't want to do the wrong thing. And she said, you know what, do something, do the best that you know how to do. Pray about it, think about what would be best, and then just do that. And it's not always going to be the right thing, but I think that it just means so much to someone that you tried, you tried to show up, and you will learn, as these quotes said, you'll get better at it, but you're going to make mistakes. That's right, Emily, do something. Just do something, because it can mean the world to someone that you care. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and tomorrow we will talk more about Just Show Up by Kara Tippett. So thank you, and have a great day.